What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today we've got an absolute massive Crucible, Iron Banner, Shaxx, Quartermaster opening video. Absolutely massive. This is actually the second massive opening video we've had, and also it's kind of combining our bucket list video. So we did a bucket list video, and there are several guns that I want to get from the Crucible Quartermaster bounties. We've got a Doctrine of Passing that has counterbalance. I want that. I want the Burning Eye, and I want the Blind Perdition. I want those weapons to drop. I also want an upgraded Iron Wreath. I'd like to have that as well. But this week we're going to be going after all of our Iron Banner bounties. We've got some Shaxx bounties to turn in, and of course the Quartermaster bounties. We did all of the auto rifle ones, and we've got auto rifle ones from before, whenever they were up, and we've got some scout rifle ones from before. So there's a lot of stuff. There is so much freaking stuff to open up this week. And the Iron Banner is still going on. So if I really wanted to, I probably could still do some more scout rifle bounties on at least one of my characters. But I'm not exactly sure I'm going to have time to jump back into the Iron Banner before it actually ends. But some of you might. And if you did, if you managed to get your primary kills this week, let me know if you ended up getting anything amazing. I've seen in the comment sections below of these various opening videos that a lot of you have got that year 3 Trials of Osiris gear, and I haven't. I really haven't. I got the hand cannon, and I got the shotgun, but that's it. That is absolutely it, so I'm due. I'm absolutely due, but if I don't get it, it just means that we have to have some more of these bounty and bucket list type opening videos, because I'm not going to stop. We've still got several months until Destiny 2 arrives, so I'm not going to stop. And I just want to say, in Iron Banner, on the Gunslinger, we talked about it the other day, Gunslinger is absolutely ridiculous in the Iron Banner. And if you've got those gloves that throw 2 trip mine grenades that last forever, and you just find yourself around a room, you can just keep chucking in those grenades over and over and over again, and people are going to die. It is so silly. This Iron Banner was so silly, and I've seen, and I'm really surprised, but I've seen a lot of you say you really enjoyed it this week. You really enjoyed the Iron Banner, and that really shocked me, because I thought a lot of people were going to be extremely salty about this Iron Banner, but you guys weren't. You guys just recognized it for what it was, just a goofy, silly, good time, and you probably lost a lot, and you probably died to a ton of supers, but overall, most people seem to enjoy it. Though obviously that's not everybody, and I can respect and understand that. There's definitely a different skill set in playing Mayhem from just traditional Crucible, just like there's a difference in 6v6 game modes versus 3v3, or 3v3 and elimination. All types of different just abilities you need to have and utilize. Anyway, let's get started. We're going to start off by opening up all of our Iron Banner gear bounties, and for starters, we've got a Titanium Orchid, we got a helmet, we ended up getting ourselves a Laughing Heart, so that's a sniper rifle, and another helmet. So this is all on the Hunter, and let's look at that Titanium Orchid first. So rocket launcher, and it has grenades and horseshoes. That's pretty nice for the start. And we've got some Javelin going on, nice velocity. Absolutely great velocity there, and Snapshot. So overall, this is a pretty solid rocket launcher. We've got a lot of velocity. Now our blast radius isn't the best, but that's just the case with the Titanium Orchid. You're not going to get amazing blast radius on it. But overall, not a bad rocket launcher for PvP. Not bad at all. Unfortunately, the Laughing Heart, not exactly a great sniper rifle. I can't tell you if I've ever seen anybody use this in the PvP, Iron Banner, Crucible, whatever it is. I don't think I have ever seen anybody use it. In fact, I can't even imagine what a god tier roll is on this. So we're just going to pass and move on to the helmets, see if any of the helmets are better than the one I already have. It's 45-45, and it's looking like no. We got close with the Discipline Strength, but we're going to just go ahead and delete both of these. Pretty cool looking helmet, but we really don't need it. We need vault space more than we need this stuff. Moving on to our Titan, we've got Iron Banner bounties, all 4 of them to open up. Yet another Laughing Heart, a class item, probably another special weapon, and then a helmet as well. I seem to get a lot of helmets. As far as this Laughing Heart goes, again, all of the sights are pretty much barrels on these guns, and they're always going to be the same. And yeah, I'm thinking this is not cutting it, though we do have snapshot, so that's always a nice thing on a sniper rifle. We also have to take a look at our helmet. Not cutting it, not cutting it at all. It's a nice looking helmet, it's just not exactly what we want or need, so pass on that. And taking a look at our class item, we already have a perfect one. This one was close to perfect, but close to perfect isn't perfect. So unfortunately, this one is going to go away as well. And finally, we got something going to our postmaster. It was probably a special weapon, and it looks like it's the Branded Lord, the fusion rifle. So I'm not a fan of this fusion rifle either. I'm really not a fan of most of the new Iron Banner gear. I think we had far better Iron Banner gear in Iron Banner's past. These ones, they're just really not cut out for PvP, so I'm not really sure what the point is of those. As far as our Warlock, Iron Banner bounties, 4 of them are final 4. The first one, we get a Binding Blaze, okay, something new and different, a Branded Lord, and then we got a helmet as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at this stuff. We got all special weapons here. We'll look at the Branded Lord first because we know we're not going to like it. Saladin's Vigil. If you want a fusion rifle that looks like this, that's far, far better, go to the Archon's Forge, pick up the Saladin's Vigil. Far better. That one's just going to become shards. Binding Blaze, how's this one looking? Again, all of the sights are always going to be the same. Unfortunately, our first column isn't really cutting it for me, though it does seem like it picks up a little bit of steam towards the end. So we've got Quick Draw, really nice. Rangefinder is always good on sidearms, and Hidden Hand, a perk that people pretty much never sneeze at. So this Binding Blaze, not terrible, but I'm probably going to delete it. We got a class item. The one I already have is perfect. This one, yet again, close to perfect, but simply not perfect. Finally, our helmet, it's not near the same. But that's pretty much understandable because the helmet I got probably came from Lady Aphrodite, and we know that she is always selling perfect or 99% stat rolls. Now we're going to start moving on to our other bounties. So starting off here, let's go towards our actual Shaxx bounties. Let's open up some of our Shaxx bounties first. Here's a Rift one. We got a Hexcaster. That is not something we're going to keep. So it's a bullet hose, but unfortunately it goes for range and not stability, and you absolutely need stability on these auto rifles. It's not going to cut it with that low of stability, so that is absolutely going to get deleted. Still staying on our hunter, we're going to open up some more Lord Shaxx weekly bounties. Turning in our one from this week, Clash, we got a 77 Wizard. So the bad thing with this fusion rifle is its magazine size is low, coupled with already low stability, which means that something like braced frame really isn't going to be a good thing because it's going to bump your magazine size down to 3. Hand-laid stock would have worked, but I'm going to delete that anyway. Like I said, Saladin's Vigil. Moving on here, we've got our Titan. We got a Nemesis Star. There's an exotic from Lord Shaxx. Lord Shaxx bounties do a really nice job of giving you various exotics. So if you want exotics, do your Lord Shaxx weekly bounties. It seems like there's a pretty decent chance of you getting an exotic from them. As far as the Nemesis Star, I don't use it a lot, but I'm really curious. Do you guys use this weapon at all? It's got 2 different ornaments, and neither of them are really quite amazing, in my personal opinion. So moving on to our Warlock, we've got 2 more bounties to open up here. Lord Shaxx Rift and Clash, and we got a 2020 AMR-7, a really low impact sniper, and something else that probably went to our Postmaster. So taking a look at this weapon, we've got Short Gaze. Okay, people are definitely a fan of Short Gaze. We've got Unflinching, not bad. Snapshot, not bad as well. And in our final column, Firefly. So overall, those perks are something that people absolutely are dying for. That impact is so low though, unfortunately. Snapshot, Unflinching, Firefly, Short Gaze. I'm sure those of you that absolutely love that style of sniper rifle probably are like, that was great. And we also got yet another exotic. Like I said, Lord Shaxx bounties given those exotics. Plan C, probably the most versatile fusion rifle there is. It can do pretty much anything. You could give it stability, lots of stability, or you could go for accelerated coils, or you could go for a range build. Whatever you want with the Plan C, it is so versatile, and it can fire in a fraction of a second if you've got it stowed away. Still staying here on our Warlock, opening up this Clash bounty from this week, we got an Unending Deluge. So I really do like this machine gun. I really like it. It's pretty much like a corrective measure, and that's a really solid gun. This one has pretty decent rolls on it. If you like taking E, this would be for you. Now in the middle column, it's got perfect balance and brace frame. I personally would go for perfect balance over brace frame. Why lower that great magazine size of 70? Use perfect balance, that stability will be fine. You've got persistence at the end anyway. So moving on next, we're back to our hunter. Now we're going to start opening up those Quartermaster bounties, and we've got a lot. So sidearms here, auto rifles, scout rifles. We'll save those for the end. Starting with our sidearm, we ended up getting ourselves a Havoc Pigeon. Okay, now for the bucket list stuff. Scout rifle, last extremity. Okay, that's not exactly what we were looking for. An nope, not a Doctrine. Not a Doctrine, it's a Red Spectre. Let's start by looking at this sidearm. Havoc Pigeon, oh yeah, this doesn't really have anything great or amazing. Though I guess hand-loaded is fine. We're going to pass on this. Oh, wow, Reinforced Barrel really giving it big range. That is a lot of range on the sidearm. Holy crap, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Red Spectre, this auto rifle should have been a Doctrine with counterbalance, but it's not. It's not. Oh man, Red Spectre, pass. Oh, Exhumed too. Though I guess Exhumed is better on a primary weapon than it is on a special weapon, right? Terrible perk. Terrible. As far as this last extremity goes, I just wanted to compare it as far as its rate of fire and impact, just like a Chaos Dogma. Actually, the perks on this look pretty sick. So we got triple tap right here, snapshot or hand-laid stock. Wow, we're getting that stability up there, and Zen moment. Overall, not too bad. Not bad at all. This thing is stable, and it's going to be an ammo generating machine. Definitely a PvE style weapon. Still staying on our hunter, we've got some more bounties to open up. Again, these are going to be our Quartermaster bounties. Heavy weapon, auto rifles. Let's go ahead and take a look at our heavy weapon. It's an Ash Factory, and auto rifle is not our Doctrine of Passing. That stinks. That stinks. We want that gun so bad. As far as this Ash Factory, blast radius for days. Oh wow, look at that. We've got tripod and we've got field scout. So that is a really nice combination. And clown cartridge as well. If only that sucker had grenades and horseshoes right there, this would have been absolutely amazing. Still, even though it doesn't have grenades and horseshoes, this could be a very useful rocket launcher to use in PvE. So moving on to not our Doctrine of Passing, we've got the Deal Breaker. And yeah, I'm already disappointed it's not a Doctrine, so none of the things on this weapon are going to work, and it wasn't really going to work anyway. Pass on that, let's move on. We're moving on, trying to open up some more Quartermaster bounties. We've got our sidearm one, Anton's Roll, and auto rifle. Come on, give us that Doctrine. No. Nope. This is going to be rough. This is going to be rough to get. Anton's Roll. How are we looking as far as our sidearms go? We've got Zen Moment right here. Not too shabby. Or Cascade. In the middle, Snapshot. Again, always solid on a sidearm because you're always swapping over to a sidearm. And then Hidden Hand. Pretty good. Not too shabby of a sidearm. And now on to our auto rifle that we don't want. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of RNG to get that Doctrine. Whenever I take a look at the perks though, overall on this weapon, it's relatively solid if you go with just the top tree, just for PvE. But for me, I'm going to pass on it. I am going to pass on it. I've got a lot of weapons that I would utilize in PvE anyway. We're still staying here. We still got a lot of Crucible Quartermaster bounties to open up. Starting up, we got a Ruin Wake. Moving on to our auto rifles, a Hexcaster. Come on, man. A Hexcaster? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. That is not the bullet hose that we were looking for. As far as this Ruin Wake goes, spray and play is really nice on heavy machine guns. Injection mold, armor piercing rounds, The middle column isn't great. Rangefinder is okay. It's a relatively solid machine gun, but it's not god tier. And our Hexcaster, just junk. Junk, junk, junk. Why are we going to get this for our auto rifle bounties? Pass. Come on, man. Doctrine, not Hexcaster. In fact, let's just delete it. We're done with that one. We're done with that one, and we're just moving on to the next. Okay, we've got auto rifle, we've got scout rifle, both things that we're definitely and desperately looking for. Auto rifle, closing our eyes, trying to hit the button, hoping for something good, and it's going right to our postmaster. Scout rifle, same thing, closing our eyes, but it really doesn't matter because it all went to the postmaster anyway, and nope. And we thought we were going to get something good, and we did not. So, another deal breaker. What a surprise, surprise. GB Iron, SD Thermal, don't really care. Army of One, Counterbalance, whoop-de-doo. We don't want it. We don't want you, deal breaker. Sorry, we don't want you. Now, let's take a look at this NL Shadow, though. Sometimes this can actually come with some really interesting rolls. Unfortunately, Who's Next pretty much kills the weapon from the start. That is pretty much up there with Exhumed for being one of the worst perks, mainly because it comes on scout rifles. A terrible, terrible perk. Let's hope that these bounties end up being a little bit better. Heavy weapon, and we've also got auto rifle and scout rifles. Don't worry, we opened up the Clash in Shaxx weekly bounty already. Something wicked for a rocket launcher. Auto rifle, scout rifle, no, not Burning Eye, auto rifle. Hakon's Hatchet. So, at least this is a little bit better than some of the other new Iron Banner gear. But let's take a look at our Something Wicked. Overall, this thing has blast radius as well, and it does have spray and play, which is pretty solid for a rocket launcher as well. Maybe not as good as a heavy machine gun, but pretty solid. Heavy payload or snapshot and cluster bombs. So, not too bad. Actually, this might be a relatively decent one for PvE, or maybe even PvP if you want it, though I did use a Hazen's Vengeance instead. Let's take a look at our hero formula. So this scout rifle, you can pick it up from the Crucible Quartermaster, and his have rolled better than this one. This one really isn't going to stick around for me. We're going to pass on that and move on to our Hakon's Hatchet for our final weapon of this big, huge opening. We got Rangefinder. That is nice. Fitted stock is pretty solid for no drawback. Surrounded, it's just not God tier. I have a far better one than that. So bucket list stuff. We struck out. We absolutely struck out. We got some exotics. We got some really, really solid rolls though, but not what we wanted. So we have to go on. We have to move on. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your bounties, and I'll see you around in Destiny. #RNG.